Good evening, Rush Nation. Welcome to the 5 Yard Rush NFL podcast. I'm your host, the Joel Hewitt, and as always, I'm with Pete, the off-season champion, Melia, and Alex, Mighty Supreme Woods. How the devil are we doing, boys?
Fantastic.
I was showing Alex the Timothy Chalamet jumping on with S-Kid, East Kids, rap for Mighty Supreme, and we're just absolutely, it's just bars, Pete. It's in our private thing. Go have a look. Not right now. It's only minute 38, but yeah, for skinny white guy that's like half French, half whatever, he is just absolutely crushing it. I'm here with my tribute to George Kittle today, bottle of tequila. We are good to go. Wildcard weekend. Wasn't it good?
It was. It was very good.
The best football. I'm so happy. Honestly, it is I think this weekend's divisional round is the greatest weekend in football, but the wild card comes so close for me because I'm a bit of a sucker for an underdog, and there was a lot of that going around this weekend, so I was pretty pleased. And we're at the point now where anybody that is currently still in the playoffs, go ahead and win it. I do not mind. I'm just here for the good times. It's the earliest that I've enjoyed every team that's left. So there are no bad matchups, and I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit more later. And we'll do a bit of news and everything first. But I guess before the news, just briefly, did we catch many of the games this weekend?
Yes.
Did you stay up until 12 o'clock in the morning to watch the Bears, Pete? That's what we all want to know.
Yes. Absolutely exhausted, but worth it. I'm sure there's going to be a bit later on that I might have a chance to say one or two words.
Spoilers? Was it worth it? Was it not? Who knows? Let's just get some news out of the way, shall we first?
Yes, sir. News from the underground.
Zazu's news from the underground. If I was watching along, feel free to comment along as well. We are open and gunning for business. I don't know. I didn't have a phrase that picked up that one. We don't need it. Give us the engagement. No. Let's just start with my new favorite head coach of all time for one good reason. Mike Tomlin, God bless him, stepped down from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the reason that he's my new favorite coach is because stupid Harbaugh last week, after we just finished a 2-hour podcast, then decided to drop some news and get himself fired, or part ways. I don't know what exactly was, but Mike Tomlin, God bless him. 30 minutes ago, the news broke. So here we are. We might be the first live news source for this in the UK. Who knows? That's absolutely dropping it. But I saw 19 years, is it, that he's been? Yeah. Obviously, his long-standing record of never being under 500. I don't know what that means in the sense of being under 500. I just know that it's not. He's never had a losing season. What is the 500 thing? Why do they do decimals to 3 places? Because
it used to be 16 games, didn't it? So at that point, it was 8 and 8. It was 500, and it rounds because of the ties and things like that. It's because of the ties that throw it off.
I don't like the way that they do their betting in decimals and all of that kind of stuff. It throws me completely whenever they say it. But yeah, not the winningest coach of all time, but has a Super Bowl under his belt. Has put up with a lot of terrible quarterbacks, and players. To be fair, there are so many Steelers that he has had to put up with their, and I'm going to swear, he's had to put up with their shit.
Yeah,
and it just felt like a lot of them. You've got your ABs, you've got Bell, Pickens, the list goes on. Oh, Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
oof. He's had to put up with some stuff as that boy. But yeah, what do we think? Alex, I know that you're gloating, have been in our WhatsApp group, because I wish I could clip out our previous conversations in time to play on this, because you called for a clean sweep of coaches in that division being fired. and we are 3 out of 4 so far. God bless.
Come on, Zachy boy, you know where you need to go. Come on, Joe. All I need you to do, mate, is just go to your front office and go, I want him gone, and they'll do whatever you want, mate. Just, Mr. Burrow, please. I'm talking directly to you now. No, I'm like, it's been an on and off thing all season that we thought he would probably go, and then he stayed, and then he would probably go, and then he stayed, and then he'd probably go, and then there was about that 6-week period where we were like, oh yeah, he's definitely going because these guys suck, and then they won like 5 games in a row, and it's like, maybe he might get another season, and then he decided to leave after the wildcard round because they lost again.
Yeah,
They lost in a big way.
Yeah.
In what I'm calling the worst game of the weekend. It wasn't, and don't you?
I think one team claims that one very
no, absolutely
very
not. Don't let the box score fool you. I watched the 6-minute highlights of the Steelers game, and I was still bored. There wasn't 6 minutes worth of highlights. They really padded it out with third downs.
I disagree with that purely because of the amount of times you saw Aaron Rodgers get absolutely smacked. That made it amazing. You just play Boom by POD over the top of it, and it's the best highlights you'll watch all season.
Someone get on the edit. Let's get that TikTok out there. Let's start it with Pete say, just get Boom by POD, and then it kicks in with it. Love that. Love that.
On the Tomlin thing, like I actually had a full thing that I wanted to say today about the kind of purgatory for the Steelers, and he's fired, so we might as well just kind of talk about it now. He's a really, really good head coach. You've already said it. Those awful personalities or players that were good there and then rubbish when they left. It shows that he is a good coach. He just never really wanted to try and reset. He wanted to win every season, even when the roster wasn't there. I think he needed at least once or twice, probably after Ben left, certainly, and they were dealing with Kenny Smallhands Pickett. They needed a reset and just burn it down to bring it back up and keep a few key players and then make yourself competitive because he can coach really, really well. And he's fantastic, but that team's just been in purgatory. Is it five playoff games in a row that they've lost? 5 playoff games in a row that they've not scored a single point in the first quarter. It's just so inevitable there. They'll go above 500. They'll get to the wildcard round probably. They'll go out in the first game, and it's inevitable. That's what's going to happen. They won't get any further than that. They even got blown out by the Browns once, which is embarrassing. And they're never bad enough to even get the fans excited about a decent draft or an exciting draft pick. They're just Switzerland, aren't they? And so I think even if a new coach comes in and is terrible, it's fine. It will work well for them. In my opinion, long term, even if it doesn't now, but it's got to be the most appealing of these 9 head coach openings that there are at the minute. That has to be the most appealing.
I mean, I would obviously argue Giants, but
or the Ravens potentially
either have Aaron Rodgers at QB or they don't have a QB. To me, like that's the issue that I'm facing there when it comes to that. And you're right, yeah. Like there's something to be said about never having a losing season, but that also does hamper you when it comes to like drafting higher and whatnot. One thing I will argue is they were really good at drafting lower. Like you think of at the time Chase Claypool, that was an ungodly pick in his first season. Bell, Connor, James Connor, the running back who's Cardinals probably done now. But all of these types of things, I knew whenever I had to pick a rookie in like fantasy football draft, I could rely on grabbing whoever the Steelers got, and not in a first round. You could go second, third of a rookie draft and get an absolute steal. So they did draft really, really well, and obviously like TJ Watt and everything there. So they still managed to do well, but it felt very. They do just enough to get by, or at least in the past few years since post Roethlisberger, I guess. And yeah, credit to them for even going 5 playoffs in a row with the QB room that they've had.
Yeah.
I say we blow it up now. They're obviously not going to draft very high, but just go out there, have a terrible losing season, and then get yourself in a good position to go into the year after.
Yeah.
And now your man at the Bengals is the longest running coach in the AFC North.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think of.
It's wild. And I think that's why I say the Steelers is the most appealing job. Ravens is, most people will say the Ravens because they've got Lamar. The big thing that Steelers have got is they're in a division with the Bengals and the Browns, which just kind of, they omni-suck. Yeah. The Ravens are in that.
Can we trademark that somehow? That's the t-shirt there, isn't it? Like
omni-suck.
omni-suck.
And yes, the Ravens have that same division, but there's also part of the reason why Harbaugh went is discord in there and having to kind of kowtow to Lamar, what the reports say. But also the Steelers have had 3 head coaches since 1968. The Mara family are just... the Rooney family, sorry, I'm thinking Rooney Mara. They don't fire their coaches. They stay around for a long time. So in terms of the best chance for job security for a coach, I don't think it gets any better than Pittsburgh. So that's, as a coach myself, I'd be thinking, I fancy this. I can do this. I'll go there because I'll have time to give it the best shot of working over all of these other places.
A statement has been released from Mike Tomlin. And that's too small for me to read, so I'm just going to jump over to the horrible app. Statement from Mike Tomlin: after much thought and reflection, I have decided to step down as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The organization has been a huge part of my life, many years, and it's been absolute, I was going to say horror, but it's honor to lead the team. I'm deeply grateful to Art Rooney II and to the late Ambassador Rooney for their trust and support. I'm also thankful to the players who gave everything they had today: coaches, staff, commitment, dedication, blah, blah. Sorry. This journey so meaningful. I just want to thank Steelers Nation. Your passion, loyalty, and high expectations represent what makes this franchise truly special. Coaching in Pittsburgh is unlike anywhere else, and I'll always take great pride in having been a steward of this team. While this chapter comes to a close, my respect and love for the Pittsburgh Steelers will never change. I'm excited for what the future holds for this organization, and I'll forever be grateful for my time coaching in Pittsburgh. Yeah, that's as ChatGPT an answer as you can get for these things. I was kind of hoping that he would burn a bridge or two on his way out. It felt more Tomlin-like. Alex, you have some Mike Tomlin related, not news, but something Mike Tomlin related that you would like to go through with us.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a serious and very, very league-changing thing without me trying to make complete fun of it. So I have in front of me 5 Mike Tomlin quotes that he has said throughout his tenure, and I would like you guys to pick your favorite. I already have one
myself. I'm just going to quickly set the scene. Go.
I'm not into moral victories. I'm into victories.
Yeah. Whatever floats your boat, Mike.
You don't want to be a team that's just good enough to make the playoffs. You want to be a team that's good enough to win the Super Bowl.
You should have probably
he
tried.
He does want that team. To be fair, he's right.
Yeah,
I would like to know what year you said that.
I'm not a fan of the term rebuilding. We're reloading.
Oh, I don't like reloading.
I don't think he's done either.
The standard is the standard.
Well, now it's just spitting facts. The standard is the standard. Just like this glass is a glass, and my hand is a hand.
And finally, you know how it is. If my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle.
Not necessarily true, actually, Mike Tomlin, and that's quite close-minded of you.
So those are 5 Mike Tomlin quotes for all of you. Which personally is your favourite? I have one myself, but I need to.
It's easily you
standard.
don't want to be going to the playoffs and one and done. And you need to win a Super Bowl because he's not even tried to do that for 18 years. It feels.
Joel?
It's the standard is the standard for me. Yeah, definitely. I like it when people just say things and it sounds profound, but it really isn't.
I'm a big fan of the. I'm not a big fan of the term rebuilding. We're reloading. I'm a big fan of that one. That's my personal favorite. There is
that's kind of ominous.
There is a website that is dedicated to Mike Tomlin's quotes, and it is called An Ongoing List of Mike Tomlin Quotes. And there is something like 35 that are listed down on here, as well as the very picture George just had up of Mike Tomlin trying to smile and look pleasant. So if you've got 5-10 minutes and are bored, I would suggest going and checking that out because it is a very.
It took me a long time to find a truly joyful looking Mike Tomlin. I didn't want to bring up a moody, stressed out sideline photo, so I did manage to find him gleeful, maybe a bit youthful. I could probably guess that by hat alone. That's 2013. It's my superpower. I'm the worst X-Men. I can date things by the NFL cap style you are wearing.
X-Men, the new era.
Oh, he's done it, ladies and gents. Thank you. Good night. Tip your waitresses.
So, what do you think it is for Mike Tomlin now? Do you reckon he goes and tries to find a job somewhere else? Do you think he jumps into this coaching carousel? Or do you think he takes time out, goes to TV?
Clearly, Ravens.
Do you reckon?
It'd be
so
such
good.
a fun move, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think that he would have an absolute ball over there at Baltimore. But no, I think the wise money is he's not the shit art coach of the offseason to pick up. He would like to be the belle of the ball and be wined and dined and be invited over. So I don't see him going to do college. I don't think that's really his bag. It's been so long since he was, he's been obviously in the NFL for a long, long time. So take a year off maybe, and then come back the following one and see who ends up getting the heave-ho.
I feel like culturally be such a good fit in Miami, but would you want that job? Like with his reputation, would you really want to go in there with Josh Allen and Drake May in the division? I just can't. I can't see that being appealing. But
the problem is,
coach.
Wherever he goes, he has to, I guess, personally always be a winning team. So he has to win 9 games at least. That will be the expectation. And I don't think Miami necessarily have 9 wins in them. Next
Giants
year,
might.
Especially. Yeah,
the amount of capital they've invested in their defense that's underperformed, he could work wonders there. And they've got a winning culture historically, and it's not a particularly tough division, I don't think. No. Commanders and Cowboys are up and down all over. The Eagles are in a little bit of a wobble despite the quality of their roster.
I think that we're going to see a bit of a tide shift, at least for a couple of years. Maybe I think the Eagles start to come off the boil. I see the rise of the Giants. Obviously, I've found out about them a little bit this year. But I think much like the Bills have been given 5 years off of the Patriots, I think that we're getting a couple of years off the Eagles. I don't think the Cowboys are doing anything. Washington could come back this year if they can sort themselves out a little bit, but that division I think is the back for the taking. I think the dominance of the Eagles is over. So if Tomlin can see that as well, and it's a good fit, I think he would have an absolute ball, because I think the fun that they're already having, the defense that they've got, and he's always had good smash mouth running backs. So not to obviously glaze back Scat, but like Scatteroo being back there, that's a lot of fun. Like, go run at a brick wall. Absolutely. Like, it's just, I could see it. I could absolutely see it. But I would be surprised if they don't end up with Harbour over there.
The only issue with Tomlin and the Giants is whenever he was pressured in Pittsburgh or put up with any pressure from the media in Pittsburgh, he reacted sourly. And in New York, every week you're under pressure from the media. Like, it's a cliche, but it is a different kind of market. That media landscape over there is, you are the New York Giants. Your focus is on you. Yes, of course, the Knicks are the most, the Yankees, like all the rest of them are there, but you are still.
Jets are there as well, Alex. Don't miss the Jets.
Yeah. Okay, but like if you're going to be an 8-9 win team, Giants, your microscope is going to be absolutely massive compared to a 2-win Jets.
Yeah, that is the standard. Yeah. The standard is the standard at the Jets.
Standard is the standard. I feel like that is that's really poignant of you to say, actually, Pete.
Makes so much sense.
Anyway, good luck in all your future endeavors, Mike Tomlin. On to other news. The Panthers are picking up Bryce's 5th-year option. Boy, did he play himself into that.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. Reasonable season. I think the Panthers as a whole were fun. They made the playoffs. That was great. And they this close. And that's enough. I think they've seen it. And he's got to be cheap for a 5th-year option. May as well keep that cost low. And see what you've got. One last roll of the dice, I would assume.
Yeah, I think so. I'd be interested to know if they. I think he's really hot right now. He's so hot right now, like Hansel. Yeah. So I don't think they can. Extending him now is probably expensive for what he is. So I think it's a 5th-year option now to buy them time and then negotiate in one of his dips, which he's going to have. I think the Bucs will step back up next year. It's still a relatively weak division. It'd be interesting to see if anybody comes in there. Because the talk about Greg Roman going back to the Bucs from the Ravens OC. He's been granted permission to go and interview for the OC job back in Tampa. So they'll step up. So if they take a bit of a dip and they still think he's the guy, I think they negotiate and say, yeah, let's do it. The last thing you want to do is that Daniel Jones contract. He had one good season where he got into the playoffs in Dayball's first year, and they got $40 million a year. Was it something like that?
Honestly, I've never been more impressed with an agent than I have Daniel Jones's agent. He's got to be laughing. Like, smash cut now to him sat by a pool going, and then I convinced them to pay him. And then everyone laughing while they're all smoking cigars and sipping martinis. Oh, gosh, yeah. What a guy. Or girl. Don't know.
That's just
female agents.
Let's just clarify. The Ravens OC is Todd Monken. Greg Roman was the Chargers OC. No, it's okay. Monken, yeah. It's absolutely fine because Greg Roman also needs a job. He also needs a job because Greg Roman got fired.
Yeah.
As well as Mike Devlin, the offensive line coach for the Chargers.
Yeah, should we have a little talk about the Chargers? Wow,
I mean, we can get to it in Bangers and Trash because I'm sure someone's going to mention it in Bangers and Trash, but
it might come up. Let's see. Let's knock out.
I think it's almost as accurate as the Bears are going to come up there. But yeah,
and the Saints.
And the Saints, maybe.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk like there is one. At least one team that has gold had a good weekend, so I'm claiming that. Yeah, so Mike McDaniel fired.
Yeah.
That is the most pregnant pause we've had in this podcast because no one cares. We've been calling it since week 7?
Yeah. I tell you what, though, if you look at the tweets that came out from all of the press people after he got fired, his PR are doing a big job. They are really pushing a narrative that he's really, really good. There were players that came there that played their best football. All of those players played their best football under Mike McDaniel. Yeah, I'm like, I don't think Tyreek played his best football. He got more targets in that offense because it was a high volume offense. Don't think he played better in Miami, in my opinion, than he did in Kansas. And there's a lot of that. He's a good offensive mind. And I think he is. I think he'll go somewhere. If he goes to Philly as the OC, there'll be a big threat next year, I think. But I don't think he goes in headset. Yeah.
The official Cleveland Browns social media team pretty damn quickly yesterday sent messages out saying that Mike McDaniel had interviewed. And look, I quite like him. He's a bit eccentric. He gives us plenty to talk about, so that's quite nice. It feels like a very Cleveland Browns move. It's a little part of me that's like, should you really? But yeah, God bless him. I could see it. It'd be absolutely fine. Nobody interviews anybody in Cleveland, so he can stay relatively out of the limelight unless he's really forcing somebody with some kind of media credentials to talk to him.
And there's
I don't know if he can get away with the capri
division,
pants in Ohio, though.
But yeah, if you think that Steelers are getting a new coach, Ravens are getting a new coach, the Bengals are keeping their coach, that's a lot of issues in that division. So actually, the Browns, it's a good time to become the Browns coach, which is a hard thing to say with a straight face.
Yeah. When is the best time to become a Browns coach? End of your career?
Well, you want a temp job.
It might have even been before Bill Belichick was there a week. That might have been the best time to become a Browns coach.
When Bill Belichick gets into the Hall of Fame, do you think the Browns will tweet something out the same way that the Chargers did about Drew Brees? One of our own.
If the Cleveland Browns head of media had stones, he would, but I don't think he does. I think it would be great if he did. But
I will get in touch with them.
If obviously Mike McDaniel does get the Cleveland Browns job, I think the first thing he does is reinstate Deshaun Watson. Like, I guarantee that he'll play Deshaun Watson that season. Yeah, like that's the kind of man that I think Mike McDaniel is. I hate that.
Is it? Sorry, I've just remembered I have to bring it up. Was it in our WhatsApp where Alex, was it you that said Deion Sanders had been rejected? Rumor has it that Deion Sanders had been rejected an interview for the Cleveland Brown jobs. I'm just going to chuck up a little allegedly. Talk me through that, because it's the closest I've been to a spit take in a while.
So Deion's agent rang about the vacancy and said, "Hey, by the way, Deion's available. Let us know." And apparently on the phone they said, "Okay," and then they didn't coordinate a time where they would let Deion know. They just hung up the phone after "okay." So Deion said, "Hey, I'm interested," and they just went, "Okay, bye," and left the thing. But yeah, no, like, he has actually submitted an actual CV. He applied for the job completely via the ways that you're supposed to apply for it. And
Indeed.
Yeah. One of them. Yeah, like, he applied via Indeed, and he got a notification back an hour later saying they're not interested. Sorry,
been rejected. I didn't see it popped up on LinkedIn. Otherwise, I'd have updated my CV. Hopefully, my boss isn't watching. I'm not looking for work, but if the Cleveland Browns did reach out, you've got to take that interview, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said, you just tell that you're going on can I just take pat leave or something? Can I go on sabbatical or go and do this Browns job? I'll get a load of money and then get fired because the entire organization's a clown show. And then I'll come back and just do my normal job.
I wouldn't even. I would definitely come back and do a normal job.
Did you hear him say stutter, stop, and then save himself there? Because he was about to say that you would get fired because you're not a very good football coach, and then saved himself and said that the Browns were going to be a clown show.
I think I could do just enough to get as many wins. I would get one more win next season with the Cleveland Browns than what Stefanski got this year. I'm just saying. I took the Scunthorpe Saints in Madden all the way to the Super Bowl. Okay, we moved the New Orleans team to the UK, and no, there isn't a Scunthorpe option in Madden. But for kayfabe reasons, in my head, they were from the Northern Garden Town, which is what we're officially called. So yeah, I reckon I can just be like, I like what you're doing. Do it better, though. Boom, coaching.
If Will Still can get multiple coaching jobs by being good at a computer game called Football Manager, I'm sure Joe can get a job by being good at Madden. Yeah, that's
recently downloaded the unofficial American football version of Football Manager. I'm gonna give it a go, see how best I can do. I've come into stupid jobs that you can get knocked out of quick because we love a tangent here. I've always said the easiest job, well, not the easiest job, but if you wanted to get knocked out of the first round of Wimbledon is an annual salary. Do just play tennis good enough to get into the first round and knocked out of Wimbledon. That's it. You're good. You're making what I make every year. But you don't have to get up in the morning, right, apart from to play tennis. But yeah, it's barely a job, isn't it?
Joe just reiterating the viral clip of the female tennis player that went around this week, where she participated to try and play tennis in the Australian Open and got knocked out the first round because it's an Open, and there's now a full investigation as to why she actually was there, because she obviously wasn't a tennis player. So yeah,
she would still beat me. I'm just saying, there was a couple of shots where I'm like, hey, okay, you got game.
I mean, she played tennis, so technically she's a tennis player. She's got more technicality.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Just like I'm a weightlifter and long distance runner, Pete. Somebody's just chucked in all pro teams announced. Quote, I'm not an agent, so I don't care. Which one of you two wrote this?
That would be me.
Okay, hit me.
The all pro teams exist for two reasons, really. Bonus incentives for the players to say, I want you in my contract, I'll get more money from an all pro. And they will obviously get more money in the next contract. And two, for fans to go, why is he in there? This guy on my team should be in there. And just to argue an engagement farm online. And that's it. I know who the Bears were first player. I know which Bears players got first team and second team. I was like, yeah, they were good. I knew they were good before this happened. Awesome. Anyway, moving on. All it means it's going to cost us more to extend Kevin Byard.
Not Kevin Byard. How was that not the headline? Anything else in? Okay, right. On to depressing news, I guess. Everything else is kind of like coaches. Are we doing coaches or are we doing the seasonal depression that is injuries?
Yeah, let's cover the coaches. Most of it, let's skip past the coaches. Most of it's been done, wasn't it?
There's the coach thing. If anybody enjoys it, take a screenshot. I very much like this graphic. I will not be following along at home. It looks like one of them aptitude tests that they do in the US, where you just answer B if you're unsure and you're likely to do okay.
But yeah, this is from Reddit,
coaching carousel.
Yeah,
this is what
satisfying.
This was nice. Somebody posted this on Reddit on yesterday morning, I think it was. So it's a little bit out of date because obviously Pittsburgh are on there now. The funny thing with this is the John Harbaugh thing. I don't know if you saw this. So the Falcons have got a new GM. No, they've brought in Matt Ryan, haven't they? They brought Matt Ryan in. onto their board.
Oh, have they?
Yes.
I saw rumours. I didn't know it had been made official.
Yeah, it got firmed up over the weekend. But they announced that they'd interviewed John Harbaugh. And then very shortly afterwards, John Harbaugh was like, I've not interviewed with anybody. I had a quick phone call with all the teams to see where their heads are, and then I'm going to decide who I want to interview for. After the Falcons had already announced they'd been in for an interview, and he's like, no.
But
that's
isn't
not
that is an interview?
Well, kind of, yeah. He's interviewing them rather than them interviewing him.
But they had an interview together.
Yeah.
It was like a culture fit interview, Alex. Come on. You
It's a
can have
screening
the phone call. You just have a little chat, like, it's mainly with HR, and they're like, "Here's our vibe. Here's how many sick days you get, all of that good stuff." So not really an interview, like a pre-interview interview. It's like being engaged to be engaged, Alex. There you go. He's confused. That's it. We've done enough. All right, Pete, Grim Reaper. Let's do it.
I'd say the injury report isn't as extensive this week, and the main reason for that is because fewer teams played. But there's still some really
I would
brutal
argue
injuries.
quickly that pound for pound, the percentage-wise of teams with injuries might be the highest all season.
And they're bad injuries as well, which is not good. The Bears ones, on that final drive, Ozzy Trapillo, the rookie left tackle, has been playing really, really well. Ruptured his Achilles tendon. Patella tendon, sorry. And still, I mean, that's a really, really bad injury. And it's one that I've seen online. It's the kind of thing that must have been building up for a long time, him playing with pain for a long time before it finally went. And that's a really bad injury for him, considering how well he's played. And he still walked off just to make sure he didn't kill the momentum on that drive. But also, I don't know if you saw the leg break for TJ Edwards as well. Planted foot. And then not nice. Planted foot, got kicked by Packers player, and his leg just went bloop. Really quick, bent entirely the wrong way. Not nice. And it's a shame because he's a phenomenal player. And he's been kind of on and off with injuries all season. It's not been good for him, but that's him on IR. So they're both done for the playoffs. And they'll be lucky to get training camp. Or certainly Trapillo will be lucky to get any of training camp next year. Nico Collins landed on his head, catching a ball, and had quite a bad concussion. It looks like a tough impact, so I don't see him being ready for this weekend. That's just not going to happen. With that, if they get through, it'd be interesting to see if he's still okay for the championship round. Hopefully he will be, but hard to say with these things.
Isn't that like his third concussion of the season as well?
Yeah. Yeah. He's the new tour. It's not good for him as well. It's a shame because he's such a good player. He's so important to them as well. He's so crucial to that offense. It's a shame that he's not there. Rams cornerback Akello Witherspoon, he's injured his shoulders and he's gone on to IR as well, so he's not going to be there this weekend. And probably the biggest name of the lot that we all saw was Kittle being carted off with his ruptured Achilles during the game, so he's done.
Damn, I really feel for that dude. And the Niners as a franchise, to be fair. Conspiracy theories aside of their training facility and all of that jazz. George Kittle, what a just beacon of light. He is the nicest dude. He has great press conferences. He's been an awesome tight end. He's most likely locker room leader, all of that stuff. And it didn't even look that bad. Like when he went down, I thought, oh, this is one of those kind of not play up to, because that's not the kind of person he is, but this is something hurts, he tweets something, he'll go out. And then, to find out that that's it, to just do him is unfortunate by quite the standards. And the rock star that he is, when somebody said, what can I do for you? while he was in the back, and he said, "Get me a bottle of tequila," and somebody did, and I very much enjoy that about him. But hey, at least he'll get to like sit and watch some wrestling because that's what he enjoys doing as well. So that's good fun. But we know the Niners are going to make the Super Bowl now, just in spite of poor Roadkill.
Yeah, he's such a quality human being, it seems, as well. But the more of these injuries he gets, because he's had a few bad injuries and he's 32 now, which is young compared to us, but old compared to footballers. It's going to become harder and harder for him to get back to pace. And he was the best tight end in football this season. So hopefully he can get a quick recovery and get back fighting for it.
I don't know, man. I kind of think he should just hang it up and go and do 3 seasons with the WWE.
He'd make a killer Intercontinental Champion, Alex. I'm just saying, mate. As long as he doesn't use a spear, we've got enough spears. I feel like he could have a better finish than.
I'm not being funny. I personally think he should bring back the zigzag.
Ooh, okay.
Let's do a Dolph Ziggler zigzag.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Absolutely.
Kittle's got more of a top rope feel to him, I feel.
Okay.
But like a drop spike off the top row. Rep the tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Just grab the head, jump off and smash it in.
Okay. So for the off-season podcast, I don't want to give not a shout out because I've forgotten what their podcast is called, but I saw the best thing on TikTok, which is 2 Eagles fans, clearly a parody where they're saying, obviously the Eagles were going to lose. All of the 49ers were injured. So how do you go up against a team that you don't know who's playing? Like, we've got no tape on any of these third stringers. What the Eagles really need next year is bigger injuries so that they don't know what team we're playing as well. And that's why the Eagles lost.
Do you want a list of the 49ers injuries that they were missing?
Yeah, go
on. So Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Ricky Pearsall, and Juwan Jennings has broken ribs. They were also down to their 6th string linebacker.
That's insane. That's so good. And they looked great. I guess we'll get on to that in a little bit. That's all the news. Everybody else is okay. Touch wood. Let's get some bangers and trash.
Totally original, legal and distinct bangers and trash audio. Back to you in the studio.
Wow, look at that. Totally original, legal and distinct audio. Bangers and trash. Back to us in the studio. Yes, Bangers and Trash, the part of the show where we talk about things we loved and things we thought were pretty rubbish. Who's gonna start me off?
Go on, Pete.
Okay. Let's start with just a general point. The playoffs is awesome. General point.
Love it.
The playoffs, and particularly Saturday, those 2 Saturday games were phenomenal. And it goes back to why the best annual tradition in sports is, in my opinion, is NFL playoffs. I know a lot of people like the kind of last couple of games of the World Series, but I love NFL playoffs, and the games, for the most part, delivered. Even though you said last night's was a bit of a damp squib, it was competitive for 3 quarters, and it was really good defensive football. Less so the other side, but it was just wonderfully entertaining and a real advert for the sport, I thought. So I just wanted to give the league a shout out.
Yeah, and I'm going to go banger as well. As I've already mentioned, all of the teams left are teams that I don't mind either A, being in the final, B, winning it, or my kind of mantra throughout this was anyone but the Eagles. So I got what I wanted. There were a couple of sacrifices, a couple of decisions or games that I would have preferred it went a different way. However, everything else now is a win-win. Even if the Steelers had made it, I wouldn't have minded so much. I'm glad that Aaron Rodgers is out because now we're talking Tomlin gone. He's been knocked out of the playoffs. Let's have a little A-Rod retirement party. Eh? I will dedicate an entire podcast just to Aaron Rodgers if he retires. I ain't even lying. I'll do it on my own if I have to. I'll get a cardboard cutout of Aaron Rodgers and I will stand it right here dressed as a Jet. And I will do that entire thing for an hour.
For the next season, as I finished last in the pick'ems, I will get a cardboard cutout of Aaron Rodgers and have it in the in frame the entirety of the time. And it has got to be whoever finishes last every season. It's going to have to be somewhere.
I'm not committing to having Aaron Rodgers in my house.
Don't worry about it. Alex is going to lose every year.
Wow!
That's an incentive. I don't want my kids asking me about contrails.
Hey, Dad, what
I keep seeing the worst like comment on social media when somebody says something clearly that is for the will of the people. The comment underneath is just "You sound vaccinated," and it's the worst. I hate it so much. But I'm gonna start using "You sound unvaccinated." So I might just troll Aaron Rodgers. How many times do you think I can say it before he blocks me?
Knowing how sensitive a flower he is, once.
You think the first time he does it? It's like I've got a block list. Like there's a few people that have blocked me for quite innocent comments. I'm no troll, but like
I mean,
people of the
you are exactly a troll.
I will be when it comes to Aaron, but hey ho.
How did we get from the playoffs being great to Aaron Rodgers?
Because, and
they were great because he's out.
Yeah, because he's out, and because his last throw was a pick six.
Yeah,
and I think I saw somebody earlier on comment that he's a guy that's had his reputation of not really throwing very many pick sixes in his career. So for his final throw to be a pick six is like John Cena tapping out.
Lasting memory. Oh, don't bring up John Cena.
Oh, bro.
Still hurts me.
That was a low blow right there. That was...
But it's... Yeah. That was one of the highlights of the weekend. Him just getting smushed. Smushed!
Yeah. I was worried for a little bit while I was watching that. So I guess in kind of trash, the first 3 quarters of that game, again, I was watching it in the 6-minute highlights, and it was like nothing happening. Oh, there it is, and the end. You know, it's. I don't think it showed as many Rodgers getting sacked moments as I would have enjoyed. So maybe that's a little bit of it, but it felt like every one of those 30 Houston points came right at the end when no one cared.
Yeah. It was just him trying to force it and then Kalen Bullock just going, yoink, bye-bye, which was good. And he didn't throw a single touchdown either. And I'm not picking on Steelers fans. This isn't piling on the Steelers. This is just purely piling on Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Steelers fans, it's a bright future because much like the Jets, you've got rid of him. And the only way is up. Alex, give me a banger. Let's keep the good times going.
Let's celebrate Josh Allen.
Got me feeling like I'm Josh Allen. Oh God! It's a good song by the Kevin Bennett, by the way. Independent artist, rapper. Does a lot of stuff with anime, Dragon Ball Z. He did a good Waluigi. Not getting introduced into the Smash Brothers rap. He has a Josh Allen song. Go check it out on your streaming services now. But please do go ahead, Alex. I got a big.
I was just going to say, introduce my son to the Waluigi raps yesterday because there's a third one now. Don't they have the first 2? No third one.
Yeah, he wrapped it up. It was good.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Alex, hit me.
Okay. So we talked briefly about Bryce Young and his step stool having to see over his offensive line and the fact that he got a 5th-year option. But Josh Allen absolutely got battered and still managed to pull off one of the great Josh Allen games that he's ever done. He was phenomenal. The throw right at the death to make it there will be played in his highlight career, where he gets absolutely obliterated and still throws it and makes it, and it is brought down. That will be played over and over and over again. Like, there were downsides to that game as well, but none of them were Josh Allen. Mainly, we'll get onto the other stuff regarding that that game there later. But Josh Allen put the team on his back this week. If you look at the Bills' offensive weapons, who are they? They are a bunch of nobodies, an island of misfit toys that you say. And that's what you used to say about Tom Brady when he was there. Yes, he only had Gronk as a safety blanket, and he has nobody else. That's what you say about Patrick Mahomes most of the time. He only has Travis Kelce and maybe Rashid Rice, but nobody else is any good. Josh Allen is in that same caliber for a reason.
Can we put some respect on Gabe Davis, please? Thank you. Right.
Oh, yeah, we didn't put him in the injury list. He's out as well, of course.
I forgot about that.
That's what Gabe Davis on there. So, yeah, he went out, didn't he, in this game with a really bad injury, and he's done.
First seasonal depression because it's January in the UK. Now I've found out that Gabe Davis is out.
Yeah.
Long-running fans of me will know that I always like a weird ranked 3 wide receiver for the Bills. Don't let me get started on John Brown, Hall of Fame, in our group chat. Yeah,
I mean,
honestly, every time he did anything, I posted the gif of Captain America turning a chair around, and it was, let me talk to you about John Brown. And Gabe or Gina Davis, as I've called him for a long time, because it's just G Davis. So that's the only way. He's right there in my stable of boys. Give me that ranked 3rd receiver for the Bills.
Okay. Gabe Davis had a good.
I don't know why. I don't know why. They just keep picking awesome wide receiver 3s.
Oh, yeah. I learned that Joel really likes John Brown today. That's something that I learned, and I'm not sure it's healthy. But Josh Allen's great. There's a reason he was the MVP last season. And people would be upset if he wasn't the MVP this season. But if they gave it to him again, no one would be like, "Oh, that's an outrage! How dare he?" People would be like, "Yeah, it's Josh Allen. He's probably the greatest QB in this league." And he put the Bills on his back, and they won the game simply because of him. We've seen this week where we've had MVP level quarterbacks put their teams on their back. We're going to talk about Matthew Stafford later on. We will talk about Caleb Williams, but there were other ones that did not. Jalen Hurts, he did not put his team on his back. Justin Herbert, he did not put his team on his back. There were other quarterbacks that did not do this and step up. Josh Allen did. He deserves a round of applause and a props from all of us.
I'm going to call an audible, and I'm just going to say that we're just going to mix bangers and trash in with the topic of the show, which is let's get divisional. Because I don't think we can skirt around the 7 games and things that we loved and didn't love. Let's just stick on Bills Jags for now. What a way to kick things off for me. Like that is playoff football. And for a moment, even when it was playing, and I could see the Bills were dressed in white, I was surprised that the Jags were the home team for this one because of the Bills are the Bills. And granted, the Patriots are the Patriots, so that's why that happened. But a sunny day in Florida, everyone came out swinging. I'm just looking at the box score here. The Bills outscored the Jags by 3 points in the first quarter, and then they went bar for bar in the second, third, and fourth. And by the end of it, it could have gone either way. Shout out to a few people. Travis Etienne, I'm trying to teach my 2-year-old daughter to say go ETN. So we've got that one locked in, but she was shouting for the Bills as well. So a conflict of interest there from her. But yeah, him and I think Pete in bangers. I'm going to give you the mic to talk about. Is it Parker Washington?
Yeah. He has been monumental difference to that offense. He's really come on and kind of like a little bit out of nowhere as well. For Jacksonville. He's been such for Jacksonville, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's made such a difference to that team. In a team where you look at them and you go, there's not a superstar receiver there, but he's made over the last few weeks, and I was so close on that bet. I had a 4-way bet on that game. I had James Cook to score a touchdown, Josh Allen, Parker Washington, and Travis Etienne. And then of all of them, for James Cook to let me down was disappointing. But I think he's become a really good outlet. And I think it's probably testament to that entire offense that he makes some really, really good plays. He's really stepped up in a big way this last half of the season as well for them. And in a game that they really needed him this week. And I mean, we talked about it, and you're saying let's get divisional. We talked about it last time where we said I was doing the predictions, and I said that I think the Jags are a better team than Bills, and they will win unless Josh Allen goes full Josh Allen mode. And that's exactly what happened. Josh Allen went full Josh Allen mode. And I think, was it 2 interceptions that launched through?
Yeah.
Which obviously helped swing it. But even apart from that, defense was good. The skill players played well. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars can hold their head up high. They'll be disappointed after the season they've had to go out in the wildcard round. But, I mean, you've seen it. I don't know if everybody else has seen that wonderful interview with Liam Cohen after they finished. And that female reporter just saying, you've done a wonderful job, you can be very proud. And saying in the most comforting grandma voice. She was right.
She was everyone's grandma there, wasn't she?
Yeah. She was like, I'm just going to fix you up a nice meal as soon as she finished saying it as well. It was just wonderful. And it's right. They weren't bad. They were just facing Josh Allen. And that happens to a lot of teams.
Unfortunate wild cards. It's like group of death when you get to the World Cup. Like Jags Bills, this should have been way later. This should have been in the divisional round. It is unfortunate that you end up with 2 teams of this caliber. I blame the New England Patriots. I'm just saying, like, if there is a team that I now have to blame for something, it would be New England, because Bills should have won that division. I think the Jags probably would have beat the Patriots, and then we could have carried on with our lives. But boy, you know what worries me about the Jags, and I hopped on the bandwagon about halfway on our hop on a bandwagon episode. Bearing in mind the team that I've seen live the most, so I can bandwagon as good as the rest of them. What I worry about is we saw the Jags go to the playoffs a few years ago now, God knows how many it was, where it was like, oh my God, they came out of nowhere and they made the playoffs. And then they just slipped into obscurity again. And it's been a good 3-4 years since that. So I don't know if the Jags will be a playoff team next year. That, I guess, my early kind of bold prediction would be that they kind of got lucky that the Colts lost some pieces, that the Texans worked some stuff out. I think that's going to be a really tough division. And if we do the same predictions, like playoff teams that aren't going to make it, I think the Jags, unfortunately, might end up not showing up in 2026.
I categorically really disagree with you. I'm sorry. I despise them, and I really don't like the Jaguars. But I think with this head coach and this coaching team, that they've got something. They've proven and they've managed to find a system that makes Trevor Lawrence be the Trevor Lawrence they wanted and they drafted, because we all thought, oh, he's got 1 year more year to prove himself, or he could be out on his ear, and he's done that this year. He's completely proven himself. We also don't they also have the 2-way player that
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter. So Travis Hunter's due to come back, and they drafted him really highly for a reason. I don't know where he will play. Most likely he'll play wide receiver. But he can also play corner. Who knows? So they've still got a really high draft pick and skill player that missed 90% of this season. And if I have someone that I think will be able to figure him out, it will be Liam Cohen, especially in the second year. I just disagree. I think they're here to stay now.
Whenever these two get together, it is electric. I've seen them play each other twice at Wembley, once back in 2014, I think it was, and then once a couple of years ago. And both games just absolutely awesome. And then watching this again, just every single time Bills Jags comes up, it always feels like it's a 27-24 one way or another. I think the first time I saw him, there was like 30 something to 30 something. It was just off the chain. So I would love to continue to see these guys going. But yeah, I worry a little bit that the rest of the division is going to end up with the Jags getting knocked back down a touch.
Yeah. I think the division is weak enough. I don't think the Colts are going to be as good as the first half they were this year. I know you're a big Colts fan, Joel.
I've got a hat somewhere.
The Titans are a way back. It's the Texans. If the Texans carry on playing like they have been doing next year, they're in that. But if that division is weak, in which at the moment, and these things change quickly in the NFL, but at the moment, the AFC is the weak side of the footballing divide, you could see them getting the wildcard spot quite regularly, at least.
Just got a chat come in from my clone, Chris Hewitt, 9666, because Chris Hewitt's 1 through 9665 were all taken. And he said Robert Saleh's for the Steelers head coach job.
I don't mind it, to be honest. I really don't. He's getting a lot of interviews. It's another defensive head coach again, isn't it? I'd be interested to see if they do pivot and go offensive mind this time.
It's that, or he has to fight Brendan Fraser one more time. I guess we'll just see what happens from there. Shifting on to that was a mummy reference for anybody that he looks just like Imhotep. It is uncanny how much that is. Pete, do you want to talk about the Chicago Bears, mate?
Oh yeah, they played this weekend, didn't they?
They did play this weekend. I watched it.
Did you? Why
Alex,
don't you tell me about it?
Have you got any correspondence that you want to respond to? I just need to do some things, so I'm just going to go ahead and give Pete the one here. Hit me, Pete.
Okay, let's talk about the big things. There's a lot to talk about this game. This game was fantastic. Whether you're a Bears fan or not, it was a great game. And for 3/4 of the game, if you're a Packers fan, it was a great game as well, until it wasn't. Headlines on this: one of, if not the greatest throw I've ever seen on the 4th and 8 from Caleb. Absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. If you haven't seen it, rolls to his left, is under pressure, he's in the air and falling backwards in the full jump man Air Jordan pose to just endear himself even more to Chicago fans. Throws an absolute dart between 3 defenders right into Rome Odunze's hands. Glorious. And it's that joke of, this is the best throw Caleb Williams has ever thrown until next week. And it does seem to happen. Every week he has one of these ludicrous, and he had more this week. He had one where he rolled out right through an absolute rocket down the sideline to Colson Loveland, who'd got free behind the defenders, and he just couldn't keep hold of it. I think that's going to keep happening because Caleb only knows one speed for his throws, and that is piss missile. So the defenders are going to struggle to catch because it's always done with pace.
Can I just to break you in mid stride here? When Rome Odunze scored a touchdown, I stayed up. I watched the first half, fell asleep, and then next morning watched the second half, and I was kind of in and out of consciousness while watching that. I watched it all afterwards, but still, I heard Romeo Dobbs with the touchdown and just immediately thought the Packers had won, and like fell asleep for another like 10-15 minutes in bed, and then woke up and was like, wait, no, the Packers didn't win, did they? So I had to rewind and then go back to the earlier in the highlights and find out that it was Rome Odunze.
No, it wasn't.
that
It was
scored that.
Romeo
So-
Dobbs. It was
Was
Romeo
it?
Dobbs. Yeah. Odunze didn't score. So the Bears were Zacchaeus, Swift, and DJ Moore. But Romeo Dobbs played incredible. He was so good in this game. So many Packers players played out of their skin. Romeo Dobbs
Best
was...
backup in the league as well, Jordan Love. Man, like credit to him.
He really is. Funny enough, of all the QBs, highest people keep talking about this with Caleb. Of all the QBs in the league, highest completion percentage in the entire league was Malik Willis.
Really
Really,
good
highest in the
effort.
league is Malik Willis. But yeah, you look at Dobbs played fantastic. Matthew Golden, who's been much maligned this season after being that first round pick and just being rubbish and not scoring a single touchdown, scored a monstrous beast mode receiving touchdown where he just ran over everybody. I don't know how he got that through, but he was
having a really
fantastic.
good game. And just look in future, Golden is the song of the year by the Huntrix from the K-pop Demons thing. Can we line these things up whenever Golden does something impressive, please? Just to shout out to any like stadium DJs out there. Come on, it's obvious.
Yeah, absolutely. And it needs to be played. He's just not done enough for it to get lined up this year, which is the shame. But he did this time. And I think the Packers played really, really well for the most part. The first half looked like it was going to be a blowout.
Just realized we should have called this episode Golden Globes.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
The Packers were great in the first half, and the Packers offensively were still good in the second half. They don't know how to take a snap when they're under pressure, because that's twice now. They did that. Willis did that in overtime in the last game. But they've been every time.
Hank Scorpio gets another Sami Zayn shout out from a viewer that's Jeremy, who also says, "Man, the Steelers are like trash." And Dobbs scored right after the fumble play. I think this is what happens when you fall in and out of consciousness while trying to watch the highlights. It doesn't just work very well.
Thank you, Jeremy. I take it with a lot of pride. However, my shirt will always remain on.
I wouldn't like to make any assumptions right now for whether or not shirts are staying on or off. Please continue, Peter, because we've got to talk about the Panthers in a minute.
Yes, we got to move on to the Panthers. The main one the last thing I need to talk about is Colson Loveland. Man, he's so good. Oh, he's so good. 137 yards and 8 receptions. The most by a rookie since 1988. More receiving yards than Travis Kelce has ever had in a playoff game. And he's 21.
He wasn't even the top tight end prospect out of this draft. And I've already forgotten who the Colts took. It's gone from me. Thank you. So you've got to be like loving this. There was when the Bears drafted him, you were kind of pleased, but at the same time you were kind of like, if we were going to take, I would have. Yeah. How do we feel now, Pete?
Ecstatic. Okay. I wasn't sad about that. I was a bit more, okay, Tyler Warren is the pass catching back. He's a slot receiver with a tight end designation. With Loveland, I thought, okay, he's maybe more of a Cole Kmet where he does a lot of blocking with some receiving work. I didn't expect him to be such a key outlook for this team. He's enormous. He's 6'6". Even if, and I saw a really great breakdown of this, if you go back and watch the game-winning throw to DJ Moore, what happens is Luther Burden sits like it's a screen, and Colson Loveland comes across like he's blocking for the screen until the defenders bite, and he just runs a go route. And so does DJ Moore, but him doing that completely sells it, and that's why DJ Moore has no players with like 25 yards. they just completely sell, and the defense is like, oh no, and it's wide open. He does everything so well, and he has become the number one target in Chicago. And the fact that as a rookie, he can do that. He's got the second highest PFF grade this year behind only George Kittle. That's more than record-breaking Trey McBride. And he's doing all of that. And I'll come back to that play in a second because there's something funny about that as well. He's doing all of that, but it also means you've got Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, and DJ Moore as 2, 3, 4 options. And there's not having all of them in their own right could be a wide receiver one on a team. And they're all not, to put it bluntly.
The other ones as well is you've got 2 running backs that are really, really quite easy to be receivers and makeshift receiving options that are there as well if you want short routes. So your options that are there, you're going 6, 7 that you're going to be there. I didn't do it. I'm very good. He did it. He did it. He did it. He did it.
He wasn't sure what he was doing. He's too old to understand the reference. He was trying to weigh some things up.
But you've got all of these options that are still there, while also being flexible and making sure that everybody's enabling and able to still do their individual jobs in terms of blocking, in terms of running fake routes, and in terms of that. And if you wanted to go the trick play round this second season, oh man, the options are completely open.
Yeah, whilst again being 6'6" and a phenomenal pass block. On that, Jen mentioned it was a really well-designed play. Ben Johnson can't even take credit for that. The only reason we ran that is because Washington scored on a touchdown against Chicago earlier this season. And he just went, yoink, lifted. And that was an identical play that was played against us. He went, oh, that was good. And just pinched it, which was awesome. But yeah, it was a great game. Phenomenal throws, entertaining to the end. The stick that Matt LaFleur has got, I think, is unfair. Bear in mind that they still were aggressive. The problem is everyone says, oh, he goes too passive when they take a lead and he becomes too conservative. He didn't. They were still just launching it. The running game just stopped working. Dennis Allen adapted at halftime and they had one run for positive yards in the entire second half with Josh Jacobs, which is mad considering how bad the Bears' run defense is. Just Dennis Allen adapted. Their special teams were an abomination, and they have been all season. They need to get rid of their special teams coach and bring someone in. They're probably going to use Jeff Hafley. I reckon he's going to get a head coaching job somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if he went to Pittsburgh. I think that's a really nice culture fit there, and I think he'd do well there. So there's going to be a lot of change at Green Bay, but it's not only Matt LaFleur. He's getting his extension. I think there's a meeting either this week or next. So he's going to be sticking around. And I think he should. He's a really, really good head coach. And the last little stat, because I think it's quite funny, is this is the second biggest comeback in playoff history after Falcons 28, Patriots 3. Who was on the sideline for the Falcons that day? Matt LaFleur. So there's some trauma there that he's going to have to work through.
Can I give you my lesser stat that completely derails yours? I don't have to. I can completely ignore this and we'll cut this out of the pod. It's completely fine.
We're live, Alex.
Sorry. The Packers have played in the 3 Bears games that they've played the Bears in this season. The Packers have played 106 offensive plays winning. The Bears have played 0. And the Bears won 2 out of 3 of those games.
Things you love to see. Look at Peter's little face. You could end it right here.
What we're going to do is we're going to as well.
Right, let's do it. Let's talk the actual start of the weekend. I misspoke earlier because I had Buffalo Jacksonville on the brain, but Rams Panthers. We touched on it a little bit earlier, but Alex, you wanted to talk about Matt Stafford and the Rams.
Yeah, so we picture this, right? You're watching the game. It's 17-7. It's halftime. You go, oh, the Rams have got this. This is a Rams landslide victory. It's 10:20. I'm going to bed.
Are you?
So I do. I then wake up the next day, and this has happened. And I go,
Oh, boy.
well, I'm not going to bed again. And then I stay up the following night and watch arguably not as good a game, but as good a game. And then I'm like, oh, the weekend hasn't let me down. Let's do another one. Let's do it again. Let's completely do this. And then the Chargers played.
I forgot that they played, but we're going to talk about Rams Panthers
We'll
a
do
little
it
bit.
later. But yeah, Matthew Stafford outdueled him, and he was unreal. Matthew Stafford put this team on his back, dueled him. Yes, he threw a pick. Yes, it was all of that. But when you look at the field's general quarterback that you want, the guy that can change motions, can change looks, can change it on a heartbeat, in a step. Yes, in your ear, you've arguably got the greatest offensive-minded coach in the league, and you've got one of the best coaches in the league in your ear, but you have to go out there and do it. And every single step, Matt Stafford did it. Yes, also, he's got one of the best wide receivers in the league in Puka Nacua, but he is phenomenal. And for me, he's the MVP this season.
Oh, so you flipped because you were a big Drake May guy. So that's interesting. I'm just looking at the difference between like Stafford and Bryce Young when you just look at the numbers, and Stafford 24 for 42, Bryce Young 21 for 40, 304 yards Stafford, 264 yards for Bryce. They both have an interception. The only difference there is Stafford threw 3 touchdowns and Bryce Young threw for 1, but Bryce Young was obviously had the running game. He ran one in himself, and Chuba Hubbard did Chuba Hubbard things, and apparently we forgot that Rico Dowdle was anything in that game. It was Hubbard all the way. So this is why Bryce Young got his like 5th-year option picked up, and if they hadn't, boy, would he have been snapped up by somebody that needs one. You know, Miami at this point, Pittsburgh, all of that kind of good stuff. And it was just so good. I love the wild cards because every now and again you get a New York Giants from whatever year it was, 2012, I think, where they just go and really like play their asses off. And Carolina, I could not be happier for them for doing so well. And the only thing that is probably the issue now is they've played themselves out of drafting higher, because you made the playoffs, but there's no financial incentive. There's nothing. There is no advantage of outside of winning the Super Bowl for having that. Fine, you get more TV time, you get more fans in the stadium, so profitability is a thing, but you don't get a bigger salary cap if you've made the playoffs. None of that happens. I suppose you can slightly do better with bonuses and stuff if you've got more money coming in, but yeah, I look forward to seeing what they do with it next year. I don't think the Panthers have as many holes as some other teams in the NFC South. They could definitely fight their way back in with a couple of strategic picks. And then they're young. I don't feel like they've got a lot of players dropping off after this. And even those that might even be thinking about it, you're like, well, we got to the playoffs. I've still got another shot. Let's win some things. Let's have playoff games. I think they've got the opportunity to keep this group together for 2-3 years at least and see what happens from there.
Except Rico Dowdle.
I mean, he was good for like a month and then fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
But they still got, if he ever comes back, they spent really high draft capital on Jonathan Brooks, didn't they? They got the best running back in the class, and he's just had horrific injury luck. Now, he could come back and have a Javonte Williams type season. There's still in the realms of possibility. I think it's probably unlikely at this point, but I wouldn't rule it out. And they've got a really, really young wide receiver core. And I think that's a thing to mention here. If you look at what the Rams have got, they've got not just Puka, but they've got Devontae Adams in there. They've got really good tight ends. And Tet's great, but Tet, Leggett, and Jalen Coker doesn't match. It's not the same as the Rams. So the weapons he's got to be able to hold his own in that environment as the biggest home underdog in playoff history. And like of all time, 10.5 points underdogs. To do that with...
Is it really?
Yeah. All time.
Gosh.
Minus 10.5 points. They thought
that is pretty crazy.
So to stick around in that and to stick around in what was essentially a proper a slugfest, wasn't it? At the end, it was just you score, we score, you score, we score. And to keep doing that is huge testament to that team. The defense, I thought, played fantastically well. Bryce, that inception, I thought it immediately, and you messaged it straight away, Alex, that first inception that Bryce threw and Jalen Coker stopped on the route. Now, I don't know whether his plan was just to stop and sit and it comes to me. I think that's probably what the play was. And Bryce read it and said, that's not going to work. If I throw it ahead of him and he carries on, he'll get it. And it just wasn't. It was probably a slight breakdown in communication, but I think if Coker had made a bit more of a heads-up play, that doesn't happen. A bit more awareness and that doesn't happen. But the rest of the game, he was superb. Coker was their best receiver. He was really, really good through that game.
Absolutely. 9 of 12, 134 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging 14.9 yards a reception. The longest was the 52-yard run, where it was absolutely phenomenal. Uses his body to get around the Rams defender and then shows his capability of speed down that line. It was, he was phenomenal. Obviously, if he'd managed to hold the ball and make that run completely, he would have had a perfect game. But as you've already said, the first interception was completely on him. And if he can step up and be a wide receiver too behind Tet next season, whoo boy!
Yeah, it's a big difference. And Leggett still made some plays as well. I mean, he's still a disappointing first-round pick, was he? I think he was a first-round pick, wasn't he, 2 years ago? He went back-to-back first-rounders on wide receiver, and he's disappointed. But maybe with less pressure as a third, he should become a good third option. The stat that I read earlier on that I just got to mention about this game is Sean McVay. Sean McVay this weekend will play the Bears in the divisional round. It will be his 15th playoff game of all time against his 15th different opponent, which is wild, isn't it? It's mad that you can do that. So now the only two NFC teams that he hasn't met in the playoffs are the Giants and the Commanders. And that's it.
Wow. And I mean, there's possibility there as well.
Yeah, you can easily see them next year.
Yeah, gosh. Oh, that's a good stat. I like that. And then once he's collected all of those, bam, jump ship to the AFC, start again. Because that's what you do. New game plus. You go over to the other side, play it on hard mode.
Like them mini helmets. He's just collecting one for each team, putting them on his tree.
Yeah, it's just like polishing one up and like another. It's got like a glove like Thanos, and it's like finally.
So
I guess moving. Any last thoughts on the Panthers Rams?
Only that the Rams are really good, and I don't. I don't like this weekend, but we'll probably come to that in a little bit. But they are really, really good.
What about the commentary that was talking about the Panthers knew exactly how to beat the Rams, and they did a good job of doing that, which was that to get those kind of like longer balls in, which is something that the Rams suffer against. So, I mean, talking about maybe there's something going on this weekend to do with the Rams. I think that is probably leans into that kind of advantage. But we talked about the the Bears game, I'm going to call it the Panthers game. Talk about the Panthers game. Both of those Jacksonville have had a shout. Steelers, Texans, we've talked about enough. Alex, I'm going to put it to you. Do you want to talk San Francisco, Philly, or do you want to talk Chargers, New England?
Let's talk San Francisco, Philly, because in the last half an
Let's
hour, Philly have fired their offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo.
Good.
Okay. Yeah. Breaking news.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles. And it happened during Pete's discussion of Chicago, which was why my face went mental, because I read it and I was like, what the heck? This is going crazy. But I didn't want to interrupt Pete because I knew we'd get to the Eagles eventually. So yeah, Kevin Patullo got fired. Now this speaks higher volumes for the Eagles than I think on face value that we initially think. We just think, oh, it's another offensive coordinator in Philadelphia. Oh, what's that? It's 6 in 6 years for Jalen Hurts or something crazy like that. Oh, what's going on? This is mad. But no, if you look at their head coach, who is a complete and utter loser chew, and I really don't like him, Kevin Patullo was his Bezzy. This is his best mate. He's his guy. He's the consigliere. He is that guy that you go to every single time. So for him to then say, Tom, you're out, that hurts. That hurts them. And it also, I think, hurts. The reason why I'm making Godfather references is because their head of security is called Don, and it just makes me giggle every time.
And I'm pretty sure Patullo only got hired because he was Italian as well. And it was that Sirianni, Patullo, that Italian connection, because it's not because he was any good.
No.
It's pure nepotism.
And that, like we've talked about coaching jobs that are going to be incredible this season. And I think the offensive coordinator job for Philadelphia is another one that is highly touted, because there are going to be mild changes over in Philadelphia this season. The other thing I want to discuss, and Joel's not here for it, so I will wait for that one before that, is a certain wide receiver going absolutely bonkers, because he's got something to pull up for it. But we already kind of discussed the 49ers side of it and how great they are. But, oh, man, they were awesome.
Yeah.
So good. And the Eagles, offensively, so bad.
Yeah.
The yin and yang of it was
like we know that the Eagles defense is very good and the 49ers offense is very good. But what we expected was, we know the 49ers offense is really, really bad. This is probably a really good matchup to make the most of your weapons, and they just didn't. The Niners defense is so beat up. It's in such a bad place. They got Lane. They thought they were going to get Lane Johnson back, didn't they? But did he come in and then go out, or did he just not make it to game time?
He came in and went out immediately.
So that doesn't help that offense, because he's such an important player for them. But they can't use, we've got a backup lineman, when the 49ers have got a backup squad playing. You know what I mean?
That you can't play for. Like, you don't know who's on the field. You don't know what's happening. It's a legit strategy.
Utter codswallop. But yeah, it was an awful waste of talent. And you saw like the fight, didn't you, on the sideline between AJ and Sirianni as well. And that doesn't... AJ Brown's a diva. We know this, but Sirianni getting caught up in that in the middle of a game does not reflect well on him. You're like, I'll deal with this later. I've got a game to manage. You don't get into shouting match in the middle of a playoff game. It's poor. But yeah, Brown's
just throwing up. Talking AJ Brown being a bit of a diva, he left his jersey signed with a note to, I'm going to butcher it, Quinion Mitchell in his locker, and bounced from there. Like, I know that your man has struggled with some mental health issues and whatnot, so I don't want to pile on him. He's a bit of a twat as well. And two things can be right at the same time.
Yeah.
And we can't excuse one for the other. You don't have to also be a twat. He'll get a wide receiver one job somewhere, I'm sure. He feels like a Steeler to me. I don't know. It just has that kind of like horrible feeling to it. But they don't have Tomlin to manage his attitude. So, like,
I think
who knows?
I think he could be a Patriot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could go down there and suffer with Diggs.
Like, just with Vrabel being this guy, this man, and this, like, I'm going to reshape him into this physical. And I can see him completely going there. Or
He doesn't need to reshape him, does he? He was great for him in Tennessee. He knows him.
There we
course.
go.
Yeah. No, now I'm feeling it.
Such a perfect fit.
Side tangent. The wife wore like a sweater vest for work yesterday, and it was like being married to Vabel. That's all I could see whenever I walked in the room. She has no idea of the reference, but just every time I saw her, I could have swore she had a headset on at one point, and it just, did something for me. No, uncovered some stuff. Whoops. Alex's young tiny mind there. He's been distraught.
Yeah, we were talking about Sirianni, like, absolutely losing his mind. And his press conference afterwards, where he was, where he says to the press about how much he loves AJ Brown. We've had every emotion. We've said every word. We've done everything to each other. And I'm like, dude, that's just that's not right. That's not right, man. But yeah, no, I really respect AJ, and he knows I love him, and I know he loves me. And I'm like, dude, he hates you. He absolutely hates you. He despises you.
Do you know what? I think it has to be said, though. Although AJ's a bit of a numpty, I understand why he's frustrated. Like, we have the most talented roster in the league. We've got quality everywhere, and the play calling is unimaginative, and it sucks. Coaching is letting this team down. It wouldn't take much. It takes a decent cheerleader, you'd think, and a competent OC, and they're a playoff, and they're a Super Bowl team. So I can understand his frustration at being let down from coaching. But you shouldn't really be so public about it. That's not the done thing.
Especially in the market that is Philadelphia.
Mm.
They labeled themselves this, like, oh, we're not Super Bowl winners. We're just a regular team. Don't put us on that pedestal of this, which, by the way, makes every one of us sick. That physically makes us want to throw up. That's gross.
Yeah, don't downplay it. You are the team that were the best team last year. So every time someone beats you, they beat the best team of last year. You currently have the big trophy, and I would like big trophy. You are the reigning, defending, fighting champions.
I got upset in a dynasty league that Sleeper didn't show me the crown on the renewed league when I won this year. Like,
no.
Where's my crown? People need to know that I won.
And we've got some sway here with the tens of people that watch. Do I need to put a word in with Brian Sleeper, head of Sleeper HQ? Is that what needs to happen? I'll do it. I'll get CEO Murph to reach out as well. We'll get him from all sides.
I so want his name to actually be Brian.
A running gag in my life is that every company's CEO is Brian something. It's Brian Asda. It's Brian Specsavers. That's just because there's no other way. Brian doesn't have to be a dude's name either. It could be Brianna. It just depends how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
I just want to give an absolute shout out again to the Niners for getting rid of Philadelphia.
Yeah,
I got a text from one of our commenters earlier, my clone, your friend of mine, Chris Hewitt, where it was like, "Oh no, the Eagles are going to win this with a tush push, aren't they?" And I sat down and went, "Oh no, they probably will." And then luckily it didn't happen. So I would just like to thank the 49ers for stopping that and giving us a guaranteed brand new AFC NFC Super Bowl from last year, from many years. It's going to be a good one. I guess the last one that we haven't spoke about, nobody here is a Chargers fan, is New England versus the Chargers. I don't remember anything that happened in that game. 3-16, as Austin-y as it is, it moved no needles for me. I assume if this were bangers and trash, we wouldn't be discussing many bangers here. Also, why did the Patriots only get 16 points? Discuss.
Because Drake May fumbled the ball twice and had interceptions. He wasn't very good.
Drake May.
Yeah, Drake May. He was very average this game, as well as so was the Patriots offense. And
the Chargers defense is good, to be fair.
Yeah. We're not talking. Today is not a Chargers defense conversation. The Chargers defense is absolutely unbelievable, and the defensive coordinator will have head coaching interviews. He was on the graphic that was posted earlier. If you want to go back and screenshot it, there we are. It's there. Jesse Minter, the coordinator. Interview requested or planned for Baltimore, Cleveland, the Raiders, and the Titans. So that's already them.
I'd probably stay in LA just as an FYI. Yeah,
I mean that's absolutely fine. The shock of obviously what we discussed earlier with Greg Roman leaving as the OC. Greg Roman has only ever been Jim Harbaugh's OC, by the way. In the NFL, Jim Harbaugh has never been an OC. The only OC in the NFL from San Francisco 2011 to 2014 and the Chargers 24-25.
Wow. Hang on, did Greg Roman not be in Baltimore?
It might have been in Baltimore, but Jim Harbaugh's only OC. He might have gone to John, but
I see what you mean. So Jim's
like
only
that.
ever had him.
That feels like, it feels like nepotism, but it isn't. It's right there. I don't like this Harbour on Harbour like collusion. I think
they can share. They're brothers. They can definitely share.
Something about siblings is they do not like to share. Okay, I've got two of them there. Absolutely not. I buy two of everything. They do not share.
Yeah, that's
don't think that.
But like the offense. Pete mentioned this off part in the group chat that we all share there. Like the offense is lacking that true number one wide receiver. I completely agree with you. The defense is stacked. What was the problem? Well, Justin Herbert had an average of 3.25 seconds to throw the ball. The PFF passing grades for the Chargers offense is the worst ever in the playoffs.
It's the first centile.
Oof.
And the defense that they were facing was a top 5 defense this year. It was unbelievable. But that being said, there were opportunities to take this game. So Stevenson, one of the best pass rushers am I thinking of the right guy? The New England Patriots pass rusher.
Running back is Ramondre Stevenson.
Who's the pass rusher I'm thinking of? Anyway, the top Patriots pass rusher, he went out for like 3 series because he was either exhausted or he wasn't. Henderson. Was it Henderson?
Henderson's the running back.
The other running back. So you've got Stevenson, Henderson. They're both running backs.
Their defensive ends are Barmore and Milton Williams.
Alex, can you smell toast? I just need to do a quick check. Are you okay?
I think I can. I'm okay. Anyway, but one of the New England Patriots' top defensive linemen went out, and instead of running the ball to him or throwing it, around him, they did not do either. They just decided to sit back and do it. And then we talked about this as well, that there was just a ball. Howard Landry is who I was thinking of, sorry, which is nowhere near any of them. So Howard Landry was there, and also Christian Gonzalez is the other one I'm thinking of. Christian Gonzalez went out as well. So instead of just lobbing it at the backup, where Gonzalez is not there, with Keenan Allen on him or even Johnson on him, no one did a thing. No one did anything. I personally think this was poor from Jim. I blame Jim on this one. I don't think it was well coached. And in the second half, the Chargers just did not look like they wanted to be there.
Who was more of a waste of a playoff spot? The Panthers or the Chargers?
From the game that we received, it's the Chargers, but you've got to think of, like, they still won a lot more football games than the Panthers did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just the Panthers looked like they were competing, and the Chargers did not. Is the difference between me and the Panthers were up against the Rams, who arguably best team in the division, and the Chargers were up against the Patriots, also potentially, arguably best team in the division as well. Look, the NFC South gets a lot of guff for, you just walk in because you happen to beat a bunch of idiots. But I would now point towards at least the NFC South showed up.
Yeah. And you've got to say that every team that plays the Chargers, they play Chargers-based football. They don't play their own brand of football. The Chargers force you to play this physical, gritty, we're going to play awful football kind of football.
Which I love.
Yeah, no.
And Harbour is absolutely, like, the second he got that job, I was like, it's going to be running backs and defense, and that's it. And now both of you are like, they could do with a number one receiver.
Well, because
Harbour.
The running backs couldn't do anything because the offensive line is the worst in playoff history. The defense did a lot because Drake May fumbled it twice, and they only scored 16 points. And how many playoff games do you see that you see both teams score under 16 points? The answer is not a lot, and it is very, very little. So if you are going to score over 16 points against a good team, you probably should win this game. And you should win a game if a team doesn't score over 20 points in football. That's normally the average kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah. But the Chargers couldn't even do that. And what Pete, I think, was saying, and I'll let you confirm it, is that a number one receiver probably could get more separation and allow them to have that superstar moment.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be caveated that there aren't 32 teams that have starter caliber left and right tackles. Okay, so the Chargers have got no chance when they're on their two backups because they've got a phenomenal line on paper with Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt at tackles, and they're not there. I think their offensive line coordinator has been fired. Their assistant offensive line coordinator, who was an ex-center for the Chargers, wasn't he? He's kept his job. So that doesn't help. But when that doesn't work, when you see these games where the running game doesn't work, you need your wide receivers to step up. When you've not got that protection for the quarterback and needs to be able to get it out quickly, you need somebody that can get separation quickly. Quentin Johnston is hot and cold. He's a physically talented receiver, so he will show up at times, but he's not mentally or technically talented enough to be a wide receiver. Keenan Allen is mentally and technically, but he's too old now and he's lost a yard of pace. So he's not going to get that separation as quick as he used to do. And Ladd McConkey is all right. He's a wide receiver too. And it's not bad. It's not a criticism to be a wide receiver too, but he's not an alpha. And I think with somebody as talented as Justin Herbert, who, let's not forget, is playing injured and has done for most of the season, if you've got somebody that can just get in and make those quick, like an Amon-Ra St. Brown on this team would make an enormous difference, even with a banged-up line.
It's funny. I was thinking slightly on the same lines. I was thinking Herbert at the Lions would be phenomenal. But you went and brought
Oh, don't
Amon
even,
Ra
don't
across,
even,
like,
don't even do that to me. Because
Taking it away from me.
what could Dan Campbell do with him? The answer is a lot.
A lot.
Like, a lot. But the other one that I was really intrigued about, but I don't like him because I think he's a bit of a numbskull, is you threw out Brandon Ayuk in the offseason. And
Yeah.
that's an intriguing one. Like, that really is. But again, we're digressing from the actual point, is that the Chargers didn't show up. They were very bad. The Patriots also didn't show up. They were just good. And the meme that's gone around is, well, the Patriots still haven't beaten a good team.
And I think that's fair, to be fair. And Chargers going to charge. It's very Chargers to get that many wins in a season and then turn into a pumpkin come wildcard weekend. Because has Herbert lost every playoff game he's been in? Is that right?
Yeah.
But hey, this one didn't involve a 14-point blowout to the Jags.
No.
So progress, everybody.
Yeah, it was a 13-point blowout to the New England Patriots. I just had to check my notes there. He's 1 point better off. In 15 years, boy, look out. The Chargers are coming.
We'll still be here in 15 years. Let's see it, boys.
You're damn right. This is episode 23. I will see you at episode 500 and something. Let's do it. We're talking kind of the topic of the show anyway, but I just want to put a bit of separation, so I'm just going to drop one of these.
That was quick.
That's what happens when you go live, people. A lot of podcasts, by the way, scared of going live. Not us. Not us. We have never filmed an episode. We go live every single time, and I would challenge anybody to do the same. Instead of having nice cuts and edits and not being natural and not being able to converse with your people. But the reason I dropped the topic of the show thing, because I mean, we're talking divisional anyway, but I want to start talking about this week. We've waxed lyrical about it, and you know what? Maybe some people dropped off because they want to talk about this week rather than last week, but that's not it. Alex, are we talking NFC or AFC? No wrong answers.
Let's go NFC.
All right, cool. Love that. Click the wrong button.
He said,
Boom.
Let's go NFC. No wrong answers. Apparently there were.
No wrong answers.
clap on that one.
NFC. Look, let's go top to bottom.
That's the way.
Niners, Seahawks. Oh, God. I cannot wait to see this again. Fine, there's no Richard Sherman to give the whole put me up against a whack receiver like Crabtree. That's okay. But this for me, if we're talking like games of the weekend, Niners, Seahawks is absolutely the one. I love it when these two go against each other divisionally, and the playoffs, it's, you know, lose and go home. Leave it all out there on the table. Let's just absolutely do it. Fine, the Niners have got a lot of injuries, but the Seahawks don't know who they're going up against. I'm going to drive that narrative into the ground. Meanwhile, Seattle, I just absolutely love them. I liked them anyway, and here and there, and, you know, it might be brash of me to say so. It's easy when they're successful and whatnot. But it is, Seattle football is just, I think if I had to choose a team today, starting like straight, it would be the Seahawks, because I just absolutely love watching them. Everything that they do, even when they're bad, I just enjoy watching them. And I think Sam Darnold at least deserves to get an NFC title opportunity. So for me, that's where I'm picking. There are no wrong answers there. I'm happy with either. I think the Seahawks number 1 seed go through. What do you boys think?
I'm inclined to agree. I think their defense is so good that they can stymie. I don't think anybody can stop, but they can stymie that 49ers offense. And I think they've got just too much for that defense in its current state. So I see a replay of the last game, and I think the Seahawks take it.
Yeah, like the air of caution is never count out Shanahan and the 49ers. He's a absolutely brilliant genius, but this is really difficult because I'm like Sammy D has a choke in him.
Yeah, he does.
He just has such a choke in him, and you can
seeing ghosts. If he does it again, he is done.
You can never count out Shanahan. You can never count him out. He's going to have something cooked up in his lab for this team. I know
Mr. Relevant out there on the field.
I'm doing it. I'm picking the 49ers, guys. I think they will do this.
Vegas would disagree, but it's only by a touchdown. So it's a 7-point spread when it comes to these two. I don't even think it's going to be that far apart. I think we could come down to 3 or under. A field goal will win this in the fourth quarter. By the way, one thing that I want to mention about the weekend that we've just had, boy, does quarters 1, 2, and 3 not matter most of the time. I think all but one game, which is the Chicago game, where it's like everyone is pretty much equal by the time the fourth quarter kicked off. So scroll TikTok, play Slay the Spire, do whatever you need to do for 2.5 hours. And then when the fourth quarter kicks in, you gamer lean forward slightly to pay attention, because that's how every single game outside of the Chicago game went for me. They were too close, every single one.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that's how the Chicago offense played it as well. Chicago offense didn't think the first 3 quarters mattered.
They were just like limbering up, and they were like, you know what? Nobody's ever won a game in the first half or quarter 3. Let's just go out there in the fourth quarter and win. And they did. I'm also looking forward to seeing the Seahawks because, like, obviously they had a bye week, but it's the first week in a while where I've not got to watch some highlights from them. And I think the Niners just need to shut down JSN in order to force more of the run. And I think that the defensive line of the Niners are enough to hold back Kenneth Walker and whatnot. So I can see it, Alex. And Mr. Relevant can come out there and chuck a bunch. And Darnold could come out there and do exactly what he did for the Vikings last year. I would also like to point out that most of the time, teams with a bye week tend to get knocked out pretty quickly. I don't know if it's a momentum thing. I don't know if I'm just making facts fit my own narrative, but it feels like teams that have a week off lose a step. They're healthy, but they're not quite there. And maybe there's a bit of hubris that comes from being that number one thing. So I think that's going to be incredibly close. I wouldn't even like to take the spread on this one. If I had to, I would take the Niners +7 because I think that the Seahawks will win, but only just.
Little congratulations to San Francisco as well, because they won at the weekend. They've now won more playoff games than any other NFL team in history.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
You saved that specially for now, didn't you? Look at that.
That's
You've been
nice.
sat on that for about 2 hours. You have been.
Because they're right up there with Super Bowl wins as well, aren't they? They're not the most winning anymore, but they are joint second, I think, is the thing as well. So that's cool. It's cool. It's good stuff. Enjoy that quite a lot. Rams, Bears, anyone care?
No, it's a foregone conclusion.
I am scared. All right, let's just say it, the team of the podcast, the Chicago Bears. We're right here with you. Alex dyed his beard the same color. Like, we are all good to like line up and be there. I've got a really nice official Chicago Bears / Fall Out Boy collab t-shirt that I feel like I should have worn, and I didn't. But that's because I think that I can wear it next week, Pete. Do you know why I'm going to wear it next week, Pete? Because the Chicago Bears, who I've backed every single goddamn game this year, are going to do it. They're absolutely gonna. They're gonna look at everything that the Panthers did, and we'll go and do that, but we'll do it with a better roster and better fans, and be in our home stadium, much like the Panthers were. And I just think that there's just enough there, and all I want is Caleb Williams with his real nice Louis Vuitton bag and painted nails to shut up a bunch of people, because I've seen like the odd narrative right now where people are like, oh, I guess the painted nails don't bother you now, do they, Jeff? Like, just absolutely all that's blown out of the water. Last year, when it was, oh, you know, he's too this, he's too that. Absolutely none of them right now care. They're all like, yeah, Caleb. Like, yeah. So
You
let's do it.
saw a lot of those dudes in the crowd being like, going like that with the painted nails. They were like, yeah, go Bears! Go Bears!
Meanwhile,
like,
even last year, okay, they are cosplaying as their favorite players. So don't give me any of that you're dressing up when you are dressing up, okay? Brian from God knows where. Just
Jeff, Claire's accessories.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of them are going to have like their ears pierced this weekend, I'm telling you.
The issue that the Bears are facing is a lot of the media think the Rams are the best team in the league left.
Big Five stood next to their name there, though, isn't it?
So that's a very good point. And we on this podcast disagree because, as Joel's already said, we are secret Bears fans, and it's not so secret anymore. But
we've been outed, I think, Alex.
Absolutely. So, for example, Kay Adams, who is very good at what she does, she's absolutely amazing. She's an incredible reporter / podcaster / she's great on TV. She said Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay might hang 50 on the Bears this week.
Ooh, okay. Settle down. That defense ain't letting 50 points in.
Which was
they've got it in them. They've got it in them. But the reason that's not happening, in my opinion, and I'm scared of this, I think the Rams are the better team. And I can absolutely see what David's saying about Seattle getting there. I think they probably do. I tend to agree with that. The reason I think the Rams don't do that is twofold. One, Stafford is playing with an injured finger.
Yep. Is it on his throwing hand?
Which one?
I thought it was
it's a sprained finger on his throwing hand. It's not as bad as it could
pointer,
have been.
Middle, ring, or little?
Annular.
I don't even know that. Annular.
No.
Get out.
No,
Get out.
No. That you were the kid that knew that at the end of a shoelace was called an anglet, weren't you? You were the kid that knew that.
I'm a guitarist, PMAC. Guitarist.
Yeah, fair enough.
Foul.
So there's that, but the current forecast, and it changes, but it's between -7 and -11 degrees centigrade in Chicago is the forecast for Saturday. It's cold. And if it's cold when you've got a sore finger and it's stiff and your hands aren't moving so great, that doesn't help him for putting up big scores. And the Rams' special team sucks. The Rams have not got a good special team. So going into Chicago is a disadvantage. So you could see another Mason Crosby. So that helps.
The kick is thicker.
Say again.
But the kicker is thicker.
Kicker is thicker?
This feels like code. The eagle flies at dawn.
Yeah.
The kicker. Do you not know the kicker story from the Rams?
No.
He's like 210 pounds. He's called the thicker kicker.
Oh, just because he's a unit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't mean that it's going to get cold. I mean that it's more likely that it's windy and the ball goes...
Okay.
Yeah, so no matter how fat your kicker is at this point, wind is wind.
Unless he's holding onto the ball as it goes through the air. And just someone's going to kick him.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Ralph Wiggum through the window.
/ Vegas have a 3.5 point spread. Chicago Bears plus 3.5. I would take that.
Yeah.
It'll either be close and down to a kick. Again, I think all of these are coming down to the wire. That's what you tend to get with divisional games. But I think the Bears are going to win. Fine, they'll take an extra 3.5 points just to secure that one for me. Also, look, hear me out. The Rams are away, and this has nothing to do with weather or crowds or any of that. They don't get to play in that beautiful blue. They're in boring white, okay? So just give me the nicer look. Unless they wear the bone, and then you're all screwed. I love that bone uniform. It doesn't get enough love. I think it is fantastic. It's such a sleeper alternate uniform. So worry if they show up in the bone. If they're in the white, it's easy. It's Chicago.
I think it's after the Lord Mayor's Fair. Lord Mayor's Fair, however you're going to pronounce it. I think the Bears come down to a slump. The high after beating the Packers, I think that's the peak of it, and that's okay. But I think, I'm always
could be enough
pessimistic. I think there's a come down now, and I think the Rams take it, and I think we get that All NFC West divisional round. Championship.
Well, Alex and I have been on the side of the Bears all season. You naysayers out there like Pete, absolutely not. No, we're taking the Bears to do this one. And I know you don't want to jinx it, but I don't believe in jinxes or fate or any of that. No, we're past that. It's 2026. We mean what we say. We are doing it. Let's talk some AFC. We'll go top to bottom again. This is, I've coined the phrase, I don't like it when mum and dad fight, but Buffalo, the team of hard knocks, one of the early news stories that allowed us to kind of get into podcasting and have a good laugh about something. And I unironically fell in love with them like I do with every hard knocks team against the team that I was the most right about this season. I've only got a few more weeks of being able to say that. So I'm just going to hammer that one home. The Denver Broncos, who I enjoy a lot. Obviously, Sean Payton there as well. Hopefully, he's handing out cash prizes for whatever that may be. It worked for him once before. Super Bowls were won. So maybe there are some incentives for people to run into people in a particular fashion, be it good or bad. Really, 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 really tough one. I think with the altitude of Mile High, I really fancy Josh Allen's chances there. Okay. I think the Bills are going to do the upset, if you will, and I think the Bills are going to take that AFC. I don't necessarily want it. I just think that this is if I had to choose a number one seed to fail in a big way, I think it could be that the Bills win by 13 points or something stupid. I don't think this one's going to be close, and I would worry for the Denver Broncos. Anyone else?
I love everything you've just said.
I know, because you just hate them, but that's not the point.
This is the one where they have to show up, and it's not that they haven't showed up all season. They have. They've done everything to the number one seed of the AFC. They've done everything correctly. They've just done it really boring. They've just been so boring. Like, oh my God. They are so boring. And you cannot be in the divisional round and be boring. You're just not allowed to do that. Especially when the NFC is so good. We've just spoke about 20 minutes about the NFC being awesome. And then the AFC, are we looking at it going, oh, it's going to be boring. I don't want to. Why am I going
I don't like
this?
The amount of blue teams that we've got here. It feels a really boring choice. Like it's. Oh God, yeah, I didn't even think about the Broncos actually being like that. Yeah, they've all got a blue or a navy blue or a royal blue or a whatever Pantone color. Yeah, no. Is everyone on the other side red? That would really irk me.
No, so Bears are blue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
orange as well.
Yeah. So the Seahawks.
Oh yeah, the Bears are blue, the Seahawks are blue, the Rams are blue. Come on, Niners. Let's get to that one team. Yeah, sorry, go on. I was color tangent there.
No, it's absolutely fine. It stopped me sounding like a 12-year-old throwing a patty.
Let me talk odds. Look, Vegas and Skybet both have this incredibly close at a 1.5 point spread. They cannot call it.
Wow. I want the Bills to win. I've said it all season. If the Bears don't win, I want the Bills to win. That franchise and that quarterback deserve it. But if there's any team left in this playoffs that's perfectly designed to beat the Buffalo Bills, it's the Broncos. That defense can slow Josh Allen down. If you can slow Josh Allen down, you can win. And Bo Nix can move on that Bills defense. And I want the Bills to win, but I think the Broncos do it. And I think it'll be a much more entertaining game than we're used to in Denver. I think it's going to be quite a high-scoring affair. 50-plus is what I'll be taking, but I think the Broncos do enough to stop Josh Allen going ham. And I said it last week, I think Josh Allen's got one more Superman game in him, and I think that was last week, and then it's done.
Yep. Intriguing.
I'm just having a look at times. So this is the first game of the weekend, Saturday at 9:30 p.m. And then the Niners Seattle game is then 1 a.m. like after that on the Sunday. Leaving.
I thought it was 8:30 and 11:30. It's earlier, isn't it, this week?
That's on Sunday, 8 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. But on the Saturday, it starts at 9:30 and then 1 a.m., which is their kind of like prime times. The weekend is closed out by Rams Bears, which just leaves us to talk Texans Patriots. And I had no faith in the Texans all season. I am surprised that they're even in the playoffs, regardless of the uptick of them. I think the Patriots just boring this one out. Similar to what happened, I think the Texans defense is going to do enough to hold the Patriots back, but it's going to be 14-3. It still seems like a lot of points for that game. I will be taking the under here because I don't think a lot is going on. I think Vrabel is going to do just enough to get by because there's no reason not to. You don't have to score 38 points on the Texans to win. You have to score 14, and they're not going to score 15. So I think it's an easy win for the Patriots, and I'm really pleased that it's 8 p.m. on Sunday. Damn.
Yeah. Again, and I feel really bad for this. I disagree with you. I think the Texans offense is.
You should feel bad, Alex. I am a dictatorship. Everyone thinks that this podcast is three friends. It isn't. It's me. There is a pyramid. It goes me, and then you two disagree with me, and you're feeling the wrath.
That's why they call me the other one.
That's what they call you. So you think Texans?
Yeah, I think Christian Kirk builds on this this weekend. I really do. I think they've also got a good run game. The New England run defense was phenomenal against what is arguably a garbage Chargers team. But this Texans team is legit. It really is, and I really really love their quarterback. I think he is everything that the Patriots hate and are scared of in a quarterback.
Woody Marks, I want to give a little shout out to because he came out of absolutely nowhere as far as I'm concerned. It felt like that weird sleeper pick for your fantasy team that is absolutely now going to be like a first, well, maybe not first, a second, third round pick for people in that. He looked great this weekend. Every time he touched the ball was a highlight. If anyone could stop him, though, I feel like it's Vrabel. And now they've probably not got Nico Collins. If you can shut down Woody Marks and then they don't have a wide receiver one, that really limits a lot of the things that you could do. You can only stop so much before your defense gets real tired. And then Drake May comes in and just absolutely ends things with, well, I mean, Patriots don't have any injury woes. I don't think I've seen any injury woes for the Patriots all season, to be fair. They've stayed real healthy. I don't know if that's because they've got
Will Campbell went out, didn't he?
Yeah, they had the last 2 weeks. They were like desolated, and they had that game against the Ravens, I want to say, where they had like 10 guys go off throughout the game injured. But they've managed to rotate well, and you are right, they are mostly healthy for this game. However, Drake May's never really gone against an elite defense this season. And this Texans defense is that. It's elite.
I said for a couple of weeks ago, I think the Texans are getting to the Super Bowl on the strength of that defense. I don't think Stroud was as good this week, certainly as he has been, and certainly as he was in that magical rookie season. But I think he's got enough, and I think the Texans do it against this Patriots team. I think that defense is the best unit in football, and Drake May's not battle hardened for it. And he's not had, apart from probably last week, of this week, he's probably not had enough of a baptism of fire to get him ready for this game. So I think the Texans do it.
I think I agree with Pete completely. I think the Texans have got that game plan of what they want to do, whereas I think the Patriots, they have a game plan. It's just whether it'll work because he doesn't have that elite level talent alongside him yet, just Drake May, whereas like the Texans do on both sides of the ball.
Can I just give a quick shout out to New England Patriot Robert? Is it Spillane? This is neck of the year. Look at that! Good God, is his neck that big? Is his face that small? No one really knows.
Or is it just that big in general? How tall is he?
He's 6'1".
He's just a chode in a jersey.
So he's like here next to me.
What?
He's like cap height.
No one can see the.
No one can see you because of the picture, Joel. So we're just assuming you're lying.
For audio listeners only, Joel just completely did something where no one has any idea about.
Who knows? I'm eager to see Spillane and see how his helmet fits at the weekend. I've not seen this dude at all, but that is monstrous when it comes to that.
He looks like an advent candle, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely does. Oh, divisional football is on the cusp. Obviously, we're going to be back here on Tuesday, the 20th of January, to talk about all of this. Has anybody got any parting wisdom? Go Bears, obs.
Did I mention very briefly on my Ultra Instincts theory for Caleb?
No, go on.
Think that. So, Caleb, you've seen this in these games. He basically plays. Do you know like when Goku first turns Ultra Instinct and he looks
absolutely
amazing?
Everyone that's listening does.
I assume so. It's the same circle, and he looks absolutely amazing. And then it drops off, and then he gets his ass kicked.
Mhm.
This season and these last few games, I felt like Caleb just finding his ultra instinct. He needs to master it between now and Saturday to win. And let's hope that that happens, because that will be the greatest game of football anybody's ever seen from a quarterback when it happens. And I'm looking forward to discussing that next Tuesday.
You heard it here first for all you Dragon Ball / Chicago Bears fans. Caleb Williams is Ultra Instinct Goku. If you didn't understand any of those words, educate yourself. Good night. Jets. Oh my God, Alex, are you a old-timey war veteran? That's incredible.